So they'll be calling you a radical. So Abe has been assassinated in Japan. Holy shit. So this, wow. I mean, what a time we live in, right? What a time we live in. I I do not believe in any sort of violence whatsoever. Nothing good comes out of it. So, searching around media to see if what is motive. So China, one of the newsprint media from there is reporting they had a connection inside that quoted one of the cops that at first interrogated him. And he's obviously delusionary. According to, this is a Chinese media report that's being reported, it's out there in print media. They say he said he wasn't even aiming at Abe. And he had no qualms with Abe. He was aiming at a spirit, or they weren't sure a spirit or a spiritual leader. He missed. That's what he said. So he's obviously delusionary, So it's a very sad time we live in. You know what's going on in Russia, the Ukraine, well, here in the United States, Japan. What a controversial leader he was. All those years, He wasn't the prime minister when Fukushima happened. He was forced out. The prime minister was forced out and moved to San Diego, who I've talked to. He became the leader. He's the longest leader PM in the history of the, post-war country. He met multiple times with Obama here in the United States. He met with Trump 17 times here in the United States. You think he had a tell to tell? Whoa. You think he had some knowledge? Wow. What a path his was. It's over now. It's an unbelievable story. It's absolutely heartbreaking story. I was sure hoping in the future that he would maybe write a book about Fukushima, and tell his tale. You think he had some knowledge about the Fukushima dynamic? I remember when he came here to Harvard, it was our group that reported that he went over to MIT Media Lab. And then he went to Stanford. For a Japanese PM to visit the United States once is a major, 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 major story. He met with Trump 17 times. When Trump got elected, I was at the White House. I took the bus through the middle of the night. Abe was the first one in. Remember Abe high-fiving on the golf course at Mar-a-Lago? Remember they blacked out all the windows? And no media. None got in there. What were they discussing? I don't know. I have my theories, but it's an unbelievable story. I really am blown away. It's big. It's big. It makes me nervous because of, what happened 105 years ago in Europe that triggered so much of this World War scenario. I'm blown away, to be honest with you. I do not believe in violence. I think it's a very, very sad story. I never agreed with one single thing he ever said or did, but I hate to see him go. I always thought that he would be one of the linchpins, would come forward and write a book at some point. He was the PM for a long, long time. I've talked to several people in Japan today, third-party emails. I really hate to see this happen. And again, this is an early report. He's out campaigning, It couldn't happen in the United States. No, the United States, they protect these guys. Total unprotected. You think about the security. This is the ex-prime minister of Japan. Very controversial leader. Extremely. One of the world's most controversial leaders ever. Fukushima, Abe economic. So much. Very controversial leader. In Japan, whoa. Yet, no perimeter around him giving a speech. He just walked up behind him. In the United States, the Secret Service protects these ex-leaders. And he's out campaigning. I don't know what he was campaigning for or whatever, but somebody says he sure wouldn't pray for you. That doesn't mean I prayed for him. And I prayed for him last night. You can't make it up. When it happened, I turned on the radio, just plugged in the radio, randomly, and that song was playing. You Too, the Martin Luther King song. He was no Martin Luther King, but powerful, powerful, powerful world leader. One of the most powerful world leaders ever in history. Abby. Powerful leader. And, whoa. The choices he made, the decisions he made, they affected the entire globe, forever. And for him to be assassinated, oh, it's a gigantic fucking story. It's a gigantic fucking story, I'm very sad to see it happen, We'll never know his side of the whole Fukushima dynamics story now. I always thought that he would, when he got older, he'd write a memoir book and we'd, learn a lot. We're not going to learn anything now. So again, Chinese media, I'll try to find the link, post it, reported that the assassin was totally delusionary. Told him he wasn't aiming at him, was aiming at some spiritual leader and went on this rant. I'm sure he was totally full blown out psychosis. That's how it works. That's why you have to protect these. And well, everybody's got to be protected. We sure know here in the United States, don't we? Especially if you grew up in the 60s. Very heartbreaking. I hate to see this happen to anyone. I don't believe in violence. And, pray for his soul. He is Japanese. Does he have a Buddhist belief system? I don't know, but, what Japan's endured post the bomb, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Wow. I mean, what they've endured. Here we go again, same old theme. I hope not. 19, I mean, there's so many correlations going globally that happened in the 1913, 14, 15, 17. So, very sad to see this happen. That B has been assassinated. Wow. You're talking one of the great world events post the bomb. It's a gigantic event. Again, China media reported that he was delusional. Said he was pointing at some kind of spirit. I guess we'll find out more details, but very sad to see this happen. I'm very nervous about it all. Stay in tune.